Welcome back once again. On this video, we talk about the NBA drafts, winners and losers. Let's go.
Back to the
First off, the biggest winner of the night, before we even get into any picks here, the Los Angeles Lakers. Heading into the draft lottery, they had just about a 44% chance of getting a pick. Just getting a pick. Around 44% chance. They ended up getting the second overall pick. If they had fallen beyond 3, the Philadelphia 76ers would have snagged their pick upon previous agreement. They ended up getting the second pick. They ended up getting Lonzo Ball. They are the biggest winners of the night. By the way, Lonzo has an incredible amount of upside, debatably the most upside in the entire draft. The dude quite closely and accurately, as the ESPN guys said over and over, represents the game of a Jason Kidd, has the potential to be like a Magic Johnson under the tutelage of a Magic Johnson. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to see what he can do for this LA team, and can what LeVar Ball said. Can LeVar Ball speak everything into truth? Can LeVar Ball speak this into truth?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what, Lonzo Ball is gonna take the Lakers to the playoffs his first year. Come see me when he does. I'll have another hat on to say I told you so.
We'll find out. And Lonzo, if they do, is gonna have to be the main reason for it. So we'll find out, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, going through the draft order real quick, and we'll get to some of my steals and some of my big winners and big losers of the draft night. I think Markelle Fultz was the appropriate pick for the 76ers for all the right reasons. Lonzo was the appropriate pick for the Los Angeles Lakers. Perfectly fits what the franchise is all about and has been all about for a long, long time now, since moving to LA. The Showtime Lakers trying to rebuild that year after year after year, and when additional championships on top of what their Kobe and Shaq legacy was able to do. So here's what I'll say. Lonzo is the appropriate pick for the LA Lakers. Now, I'm interested to see how involved LeVar will be. Will he kind of disappear under the big baller brand? Will he stay in his own lane? It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. At 3, Jason Tatum, a good pick. I think they would have taken Josh Jackson if Jackson were actually able to make the workouts. They wanted to work out Jackson more than anyone else. They weren't able to because of time. And Jackson turning them down, not the actual organization itself turning down Jackson. I think if Jackson had actually gone to a workout with them, they would have drafted him. But Jason Tatum, obviously a nice pick as well. Jackson then 4th to the Phoenix Suns. I'm curious if he can stay healthy. No big winner or loser on that. I think it went quite in order, frankly. Although I think the Celtics might end up being a loser. And here's where I will say the Celtics are a loser of draft night. And it honestly has nothing to do with their pick. Or maybe it does. You be the judge of that. If Jimmy Butler was traded, and we'll get Jimmy Butler later on as well, but if Jimmy Butler was traded for Chris Dunn, Zach LaVine, and the 7th pick, that obviously means Chicago's asking price was not through the roof on Jimmy Butler, one of the top 10, debatably top 6, 7 players in the NBA today. Okay? That means their asking price was pretty damn low if they're willing to give away Jimmy Butler for Chris Dunn, Zach LaVine, injured Zach LaVine, by the way, and what ended up being Lauri Markkanen. So my question is, why would Boston not trade away their 3 pick? Jimmy Butler's a lot more valuable than Jason Tatum is, okay? And the likelihood of Jimmy Butler re-signing with the Celtics if they're able to actually build something is extremely high. So forget the contract, forget the 4-year deal to it. Does Boston have enough money for it? Yes, they do. They have enough money to pay a Jimmy Butler. So the fact that they didn't want to pull the trigger on that, I'd classify them as a loser. Not a massive loser, but I'd classify that as an L for the Boston Celtics. I would like to see the move if I were a Celtics fan. Obviously, I'm a Knicks fan, so it is what it is. But loser on that note. At 5, De'Aaron Fox, probably my favorite player on a personal level in the draft. Dude is tremendous upside, except it sucks that he's going to be playing within the Sacramento Kings organization because there really isn't a bright future for them. Yes, there are a lot of young players, a lot of young talent. You got Buddy Hield, now you got De'Aaron Fox, you got a couple other good youngsters in the mix as well, Macklemore, and so on and so forth. No superstar talent, but you have some young talent there to build upon. But it's not going to go anywhere, in my eyes. It's not going to go anywhere without a star. And if De'Aaron Fox becomes a star, He's such a charismatic personality. I don't see him staying in Sacramento. So that's really what it says. I feel bad for him. It's going to be a great introduction to the NBA. He's going to get a hell of a lot of opportunities in Sacramento. And he'll sure as hell get a great contract once his rookie contract expires. But it is what it is for the time being. Now, on to the 7th pick, Lauri Markkanen. If the New York Knicks wanted Lauri Markkanen heading into this draft, the Knicks would have taken Lauri Markkanen if he were available. So if the Minnesota Timberwolves, if everything had gone in order, if everyone had taken their normal pick, the Knicks would have gotten Lauri Markkanen. They ended up getting Frank Ntilikina. I'm wearing a Porzingis jersey now, but they ended up getting Frank Ntilikina, who I'm not pissed about by any means as far as being a Knicks fan goes, but I would have liked the Lauri Markkanen and Porzingis Twin Tower combo. That would have been nice. And once again, if the draft had just gone in order like it was supposed to, the Knicks would have ended up getting Lauri Markkanen. That obviously didn't end up happening. Now, in regards to the steal of the draft in my eyes, and I had him a lot further back. I had him at 14 going to the Miami Heat. Dennis Smith Jr. Okay, this is the first top 10 pick of the Mark Cuban era, and he's a smart man, and that showed. The reason I had him at 14 is I didn't think anyone was smart enough to take him before that. Okay? That's why I had him at 14. Mark Cuban's a genius. He took him at 9. Great pick, incredible upside. Equivalent upside to, I'd say, Alonzo Ball, but obviously scaled down to the number 9 pick. That's what I would say in regards to Dennis Smith Jr., incredible upside. He'll be great for Mark Cuban in the Dallas organization. That's what I'd say. And then another guy that I wanted the New York Knicks to take, Michael Jordan, by the way, has been copying W's over the last few days, getting Dwight Howard in exchange for a Stephen A. box of cookies. Literally getting him in exchange for just about nothing. Marco Bellinelli and company. Michael Jordan's been copying W's over the last few days, and he did just so last night as well. Getting Malik Monk into the organization seems like a great guy as well. Proud of MJ. Dude's killing it. Wish we could have a Michael Jordan in the New York Knicks franchise. It's ridiculous. We get to our big loser of draft night. A lot of you guys know who it's gonna be. Get to it in just a moment. Let's get to another quick dub. The Sacramento Kings copying another dub in addition to the De'Aaron Fox draft pick. Was them trading away their 10th overall pick, Zach Collins, in exchange for the 15th and 20th overall picks that were made by the Portland Trailblazers. The 20th pick, mind you, Harry Giles, good youngster who I'm definitely pumped about, and I think he's a really bright future, especially even at the 20 spot. So another dub for the Sacramento Kings. Well done. Now, on to the loser of the draft, the Chicago Bulls. I alluded to their extremely low asking price earlier, and that's really what was most surprising. It wasn't that they traded away Jimmy Butler. That, I don't have a huge problem with that. They're going in a different direction. Whatever. But trading away Jimmy Butler for an injured Zach LaVine, Chris Dunn, who didn't have an outstanding rookie year, and Lauri Markkanen, they better be pretty damn pumped about Lauri Markkanen, which I'm not necessarily. I would have been pumped to have him alongside my boy Kristaps Porzingis, but I was not expecting him to be this extreme Jimmy Butler, even greater than Jimmy Butler's superstar, this Kristaps Porzingis type. I'll go that far. I wasn't expecting him to be that. And I doubt the Chicago Bulls were either. So that's why I'm so astonished. I'm really just astonished that they made this move, because I think they could have gotten a lot better. A hell of a lot better. Especially when they just re-signed Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade just opted back in. They're waiting to re-sign Rajon Rondo, and I know they want to. That would suggest that they're not going in another direction. I guess just in another direction from the best player on their team, who's been with the team since they drafted him, with an outstanding pick? I don't understand that. The Chicago Bulls make no sense right now. They're my L takers of the night. They took the biggest L. There it is. As far as the draft overall, a lot of headlines, very, very exciting. I thought it was a good draft.
It was a big, big world, but we thought we were bigger. Pushing each other to the limits, we were learning quicker. By 11, smoking herb and drinking burning liquor. Never rich, so we were out to make that steady